Lord for being here, and thank the Lord for Pastor Faith Harrison. She told me about it Sunday when I was at church, and I just rose to say about my pain so that somebody might could be helped. And it was October 12th, 1998. I had preached that Sunday on the eldest son about don't sell out your birthright for a piece of meat. So many of our young black men is selling out for drugs, for this, for that, killing, and they don't know death is final. Amen. And so I got home that evening, I was so blessed and felt so good and so anointed, I didn't think I could go no higher in the Lord. You know how you feel like that when you have a great day? And sometimes the time when you think you're standing, that's the time you're going to be tried. And so about, I didn't know 8 or 9 hours later that I would get a phone call in the middle of the night. That's why I don't care for people to call me now. Anybody know me, they'll call me after 10. When I'm asleep, I don't answer a phone. And so they said, your son been shot. Said he's laying in the yard, but we'll meet you at the hospital. He wasn't a bad guy. And I went to the hospital, and he was laying there. I could see he was in trouble. But you know I was looking at death. I didn't get, there's a lot of things I didn't get a chance to say. And so I asked him who did it. He said he didn't know, and all I could think about was calling on Jesus. And he repeated Jesus after me. And I could hear, he said, Mommy, all these years you've been telling me about Jesus. It's Jesus. And they took him for surgery, and I never seen him alive again. So my journey from there to then.
Now take it down, folks.
I'm not still weeping like I used to. I used to weep, but I'm getting better. But I'm opening up myself to people tonight, so y'all can see and feel. Really, to the young men, I have a special love and a care for. You don't need no road dogs, all these homies and all this mess. These people will kill you and go lay down and sleep. Y'all can't rest unless you got somebody to run with. And so, in the midst of his murder, I still don't know who killed him. It's been 9 years. So if anybody in Saginaw know who murdered Glenn Washington, could you please contact the Saginaw Police Department? And young men, just know you don't have no friends. Get the Lord. See, if you get God, that's what makes the difference. God makes the difference. I don't care what you do. If you don't give your life to the Lord, turn your way around, it's going to be the same thing over and over. And guess what, mothers and fathers and parents? One day it might very well happen to your house. Sometimes your kids ain't got to be out in the street selling dope and fighting and shooting. It can very well happen to you. It happened to me. And I didn't think it ever could happen to me. I thought that when you gave your life to God, and I'm getting ready to sit down. I know he said 5 minutes. And I thought that when you gave your life to God, you know, you don't go through all this, no different stuff. Your kids getting killed and your kids going to prison. I thought that wouldn't happen to me. I said, Lord, why did this happen to me? So I got angry at God for about 5 years. But I never stopped going to church because I couldn't afford not to miss church. Because the day I missed church, that's probably the day I would have got on drugs. It might have been the day I would have killed myself. So when I would feel like I didn't want to go to church, I'm tired, Lord, of still trying to do what you want me to do, and somebody now murdered my son and I don't know who it is. That's the day I would run up in church. I would just run. So I'm just talking to the young men and everybody tonight. Honey, it ain't about no road dogs. If you know somebody's been victimized, I've been crying for 9 years. He had a lot of friends. Don't nobody know who killed Sean. All they can say, he was a good guy. He didn't bother nobody, but yet don't nobody know who murdered my son out of all them people. Where he lived at. Glenn Washington. In 1998, and my life haven't been the same since then. Once that come to your house, and a murder, you know how sometimes we'll get tired of our kids. Oh, I'm sick of that old hard-headed boy, that girl, you know. But if they rebel and if they're in the street in the gangs, guess what? You better learn to go in the street corners and get them. Amen. Don't keep waiting for somebody else to go get your kids. Go get them. Don't be scared of no drug dealers. I wasn't scared of no drug dealers. You can't be like the councilman said, you can't be scared of these kids. They just kids. They somebody's kids. young men walking, and I say, excuse me, no, to get their attention. I said, y'all look like fine young men. I said, go home. Do you know walking the streets you could be the next victim? Don't be the next victim. Go home, y'all dress nice, and listen to your mama. Do what's right, go to school. And my daughter say, Mama, you always talking to these boys and so. I said, I don't care if I can help somebody. Guess what, them same two boys don't walk past my house no more. They walked one day and waved at me. I knew they had picked up what I said. So I have a hunger for young men. I'm concerned about the women too, but mine is for the young men. Catch them before they get 12. Start at 10. Start at 8. 7. But most of them ain't got a dad in the house. So you got to start early. Because if you don't, guess what? They'll be the next victim, or either they'll be going around victimizing. Y'all pray for me, but if anybody know who murdered Glenn Washington, October 12, 1998, would you please contact the Saginaw Police Department? Thank you.